Thank you.
All set.
Good afternoon. I'm now going to call the Wednesday, November 22nd, 2023 meeting of the Norfolk County Commissioners to order. On Wednesday, March 29, 2023, Governor Healy signed into law Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2023, an act making appropriations for fiscal year 2023, which includes a 2-year extension of the option for public bodies to hold remote meetings by suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, Chapter 30A, Section 20. That action was effective immediately, extending the current option for remote meetings through March 31st, 2025. Thank you. I ask you to stand and join me in saluting the flag.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America,
to the
the
republic
republic for which it stands,
One
one
nation,
nation,
under
under
God.
God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I'm going to call the roll. Commissioner Stady,
Present, sir.
Commissioner Collins,
Present. Richard, quick question. Do we have permission to use your stamp for votes taken today?
Yes, permission is granted. Yes, sir.
and Commissioner Shea is present. We have a quorum. Thank you. Item number 3, minutes of the open session meeting of October 15th, 2023 for approval.
I move approval of the minutes as presented.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote.
Sam, can you just unmute them in the room?
What's that?
Joe, can you hold on a second? You just have to unmute at the table. All set, sir.
Okay,
I
great.
think on the agenda, John, or maybe Mr. Chairman, for you,
Yes,
the agenda said October 15, but you meant the minutes of November 15, correct? My agenda said October 15 for the minutes. I
mine
think.
did too.
Mine
It
did
is,
too.
it is
Yeah.
November.
Here's
We
some
we're
correction.
voting, we voted
Yeah.
November 15,
Yeah,
correct?
good correction. Yeah, we did vote the minutes from November 15th. Good catch.
Okay, just want to make sure. You're welcome.
Okay, we're in the public comment session. Anyone out in Zoom land who has any public comment? You have not heard from anyone directly from?
No, the only thing I wanted to alert the commissioners is we have a neighbor across the street off Over Place who has concerns about the lighting coming from one of our parking lot standards. So members of facilities, myself met with the neighbor last week. The lighting obviously has to perform a safety function, but we're going to try to examine some options to find a compromise over the next several
This is
weeks.
the new light,
It is the new light.
relatively new.
Yeah, it's an LED versus the old ballast, so it's a change from what was there, but, you know, to be good neighbors, we're gonna try to find a compromise, but, all in spirit of, trying to work together on a solution, but other than that, no other public information to share at this time.
Okay. Okay, last call for public comment. No public comment. Number 6, old business. We have no old business today. Number 7, personnel matters for consideration. I believe we have 4. Commissioner,
Richard, do you have that stuff or do you
I
want me
have
to
it.
do it?
Yes, sir. I'll be glad to do it if you want. Want me to do
Okay.
it?
go ahead, Commissioner
Sure.
Stady.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman. At the Norfolk County Agricultural High School, I would move the following. Number 1, notice of hourly increase for Thomas Ruhana of Walpole, Mass. as a long-term sub at the rate stated, the effective date 11/27/23. So moved.
Second.
Motion made second, and all in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote. Next,
Second, I move notice for address change from Michaela Giuliano of Sherborne, Mass. as a substitute worker at the rate stated effective 11/14/23. So moved.
Second.
motion made second, and all in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote.
Third, I move approval for notice of contingency employment of Marguerite Cameron of Rockland, Mass. as a student worker at the rate stated and effective date 11/27/23. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
All right.
Aye.
It
And
is a
I think
vote.
I move approval of notice of an FMLA for an employee at the Aggie School, effective date 11/20/23 through 8/3/8/24. So moved.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, all in favor? Aye, it
Aye.
is a vote. Next, registry of deeds.
Yes, sir. At the Registry of Deeds, we have one. I move approval of the notice of retirement of Linda Lewis of Mattapan, Mass. As the head clerk at the rate stated, and the effective date is 11/15/23. So moved.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Vote, thank you.
I do not
Next.
have payroll expense, Peter. You'll have to do that.
Commissioner Collins is waiting here.
I have the warrants.
All right.
Number 8, payroll expense warrants for approval. Commissioner Collins.
Okay, the first item on the warrant list is 24-20, payroll county, in the amount of $153,543.34. So moved.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote.
The second is warrant 24-05, capital A, expense of the school, in the amount of $205,637.15. So moved.
Second.
Second, motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote.
And
Next.
the last one is warrant 11-04-24, expense of the county, in the amount of $588,029.51. So moved.
Second that.
Motion
Second.
made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote. That concludes the payroll and expense warrants for today. Number 9, report on the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. There are no grant awards available this week. We do have quite a few queuing, and I would expect to see some after the Thanksgiving holiday season, next several weeks. Relative to the program itself, we have been discussing some challenges trying to engage the town of Brookline, as they have previously submitted some grants that unfortunately has been a lot of traction on. So I wanted to pass along to the commissioners that Bill Galvin successfully had a breakthrough speaking with some folks in Brookline. Brookline Town Administrator now reports that he will seek to get us on the phone in the next week or so, and to let the commissioners know it's a priority to have Brookline bundle their projects and get the full amount of the allotment by the end of this calendar year. So that is an update from Bill via Brookline. It's encouraging, and we hope to hear from Brookline shortly. Also, I think I mentioned, but just in the event I did not, memo was sent out from me to all cities and towns last week announcing the additional 3 eligibility criteria that can be used for ARPA for potential county use. So that is out there, and we'll see if we have any interest from communities on those purpose areas. That's all I have for ARPA this week. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any discussion about opera with Director Cronin?
None for me. I'm all set.
Thank you, Commissioners. Number 10, October trial balance for acceptance. In your packet is a document which is dated 10/31/23. It's the October trial balances forwarded to us from the Treasurer's Department. We have Assistant County Treasurer on the phone, Joe DeLoria. If should be any questions? Any
Actually,
questions?
I think Joe might be off this.
Oh, Joe's not with us, okay. Treasurer Bly, no, okay.
Anybody on
Any
there? No.
questions?
Could I ask a question? Mr.
Sure,
Chair?
go ahead, Commissioner.
Jim, maybe through you to John, if you can handle it. How's this look compared to last month, John? I mean,
The trend is holding. Revenues are generally below projection, Commissioner
Mhm.
stating.
Right.
We did receive the town assessments, which fortified our FY24 revenue in that regard, but the other registry deeds and registry revenues are trending in the same direction. So we'll be looking to adjust our FY24 budget accordingly in December as we approach mid-year.
Right. So to you, again, through the chair, of course,
Yes,
Mr. Chairman, it seems like this might be a trend that we may want to put our antenna up. And if it's true that we're trending in a different way, that's something we could bring to the attention of the Norfolk County Advisory Board or Executive Board or Finance Board, whatever you want to call it. Just let them know, give them a heads up that we might be having to make some adjustments, right?
Yes.
Excellent
Well,
point, Commissioner. That message has already been relayed to the
Oh,
finance.
okay, good. Okay, boy, good. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens, but we won't get another one of these until after the advisory board meeting, am I correct? The end of the month,
I
end of the
don't know
month?
if Joe would have November ready by December
Yeah.
13th or not. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Well, I would say, I just wanted, as long as we're on top of that and they're kept in the loop, that's all we can do. That's just fine. Okay. All right, that's all I have. Do we need a
Okay,
motion to
any-
approve?
any other-
Do we
any other
move
questions on
approval
that?
or do we move
October.
approval or acceptance? What are we doing? Acceptance of
Motion
it?
to accept.
Yeah, okay, I'd move that we accept, Mr. Chairman, the trial balance, as presented by the Assistant Treasurer, dated 10/31/23, sorry.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote, we accept the October trial balance dated October 31st. Next, number 12, proclamation of Small Business Saturday in the county. In your packet is a letter proclaiming Saturday, November 25th, as Small Business Saturday in Norfolk County. We've done this other years. And they would like us to continue this, and I think it's been successful. So if there's any questions about designating this Saturday, November 25th, as National Small Business Saturday in Norfolk County?
Yeah, just to help us out, help everybody out, if I could I just
Right.
make a suggestion? And if we're doing it already, terrific. Could this be
Yes.
forwarded, our action, our proclamation? There's different business entities in the county. I know there's several. I just know personally myself, and you probably know more, Mr. Chairman. Canton it's called the Canton Association of Business. There's the Ponset Valley Chamber of Commerce. I think that, again, is for small businesses. Quincy has Chamber of Commerce, I'm sure.
Right.
Milton does. Could we just make the proclamation? What do we do with it? Can we send it out, let them know we're supporting them and get it out there?
Yes, we do. John, do you want to comment on that?
Yes, Commissioner Stady, excellent point. You'll endorse this proclamation today
Yeah.
on vote, and we will distribute it to the various communities in Norfolk County as you just described.
Okay, great. If you need, okay, that's good. All right, that's terrific. I didn't know it was done that way. That's good. That's good. Need a motion or something? All right.
Yes.
Yeah, proclaiming this Saturday, November
right.
25th.
You want me to read all the verbiage, or should we just say
Whatever
reference?
you're
No,
comfortable with.
I would just say you support the motion as written.
All right, that's terrific advice from the senior member. I will move approval of the proclamation by the Norfolk County Commissioners with the language as presented this day, that we're declaring November 25th, 2023, Small Business Saturday in Norfolk County. And the purpose is to support our small businesses and merchants on Saturday and throughout the year, given this 22nd day by the Norfolk County Commissioners. So moved.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote. We're gonna skip number 13 for now, because it's not 1:30 yet, and we're gonna go to number 14. Contracts awards, I have none. Number 15, report of the county director.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. A few items today. This morning, I sent an email to all the department heads in Norfolk County, alerting them that for the upcoming advisory board scheduled for December 13th, I was looking for their feedback on any transfer or supplemental needs by the close of business Monday, December 5th, so that this board, can take action on any such requests prior to the advisory board on the 13th. Regarding the employee handbook, we have been informed by council that they are finishing their final edits and expect to have it back to us by the end of this week. Following that, we plan to have it in the commissioner's hands either the last week in November or the first week in December. And that time it will be submitted to each of you as a draft. We'll give the commissioners ample time to review the document in your own time, and perhaps circle back within 2 weeks, but before the end of 2023 for potential action. So we're sticking to our plan, getting close to the end there. The FY22 audit is underway. Powers and Sullivan has been active, receiving portal documents from our staff, including the treasurer's office, Again, their goal is to try to expedite this audit, have it completed by the end of December 2023. Our information technology staff visited the Aggie this week. As the commissioners may know, the agricultural school is a one-man show, and superintendent desired some support when that individual is on vacation or out. As a result of a walkthrough and exchange of certain information, the Norfolk County IT department will be supporting the schools if needed during the time period that Mark Fouet is on vacation. So it's simply a form of backup and a point of contact for school personnel to use if and when it's needed. With the assistance of John Vignoni and Tara DeFonso, the county has collected quotes to put new flooring and carpeting into a number of different courtrooms in Norfolk County. The trial courts had approached me several weeks ago, interested in conducting this level of updates or upgrades to various courts. The trial courts will pay for this or pay for these particular improvements. The list of $71,000 worth of improvements was sent to the trial courts today. We await their direction on how they would like to proceed. The trial courts have also notified the county that they are planning new outside security cameras for Dedham District Court and Dedham Superior Court. The commissioners may recall that this past summer there was an incident on High Street that involved some acts that were put under investigation. Any security cameras on buildings were used to help resolve or address that issue. Trial courts determined at this point it's in their best interest to have similar security cameras on the buildings for their security purposes. We don't object. So we'll work with them to achieve that outcome. And that is all I have at this time. I wish each of the commissioners a very happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Do you have any questions of the county director, commissioners?
Just a quick follow-up, if I could, on that.
Yes.
John, at this time, do you know which courts maybe might be slated for that new flooring? Any idea or an order?
I do. In Dedham Superior Court, which is the most impacted, the judge's lobby number 10, courtroom number 10, the judge's room 2, the courtroom number 2, courtroom number 3, the main courtroom number 1 would all receive new carpeting. Jury pool room number 15 will receive new vinyl flooring. Dedham District Court, the main courtroom will receive new vinyl flooring. Quincy District Court will receive 70 new LED light installs. It's important to note that although Quincy is slated for demolition at some point, the upgrade to LEDs is needed for life safety. The ballast lights that are there now are beginning to malfunction.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, Rentham District Court, the judge's lobby, the jury room basement, and the second floor receiving new carpeting. Stoughton District Court and Brookline District Court did not request any updated flooring solutions at this time.
So did not?
It did not, sir.
Okay, all right. Two other follow-ups, if I could, Mr. Chairman.
Sure.
For you, of course, to the chair. Where are we on the charging stations that we had talked about almost a month ago now? We were going to do a little research and have
Yep.
somebody come in, and what's up with that?
So the vendor, whose name is Brian Laughlin, had conveyed to me boilerplate contracts from their firm. I had several questions relative to the content of that contract and the terms within it that were submitted to him, as you pointed out, Commissioner Stady, several weeks, if not months ago. Mr. Laughlin recently responded and gave me guidance, and I plan to respond to him in the next week or so to hopefully fulfill the answers and move this issue forward. I just want to flag the fact that I'm hesitant to sign any contract that is drafted by a non-county entity. We typically lean on standard contracts in Norfolk County, so when we receive contracts from vendors, I'll always check with Nancy, of course, but we are bound to examine the fine print, and there were some issues with that draft, so that's where we are with.
Excellent. All right, and one last one. We canceled, or they canceled the Sheriff's Department of Norfolk County, the High Sheriff. Have we established a date for him in the new year yet, or anyone talked about that yet?
His staff notified Mr. Buckley that they would be getting back to us after Christmas and would likely look at a January timeframe.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, John.
Okay. Any other questions of the county director?
No other
Okay.
question. I have something I wanted to inform the board about, talk to the board about.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
Is that the appropriate time? Are we at that item?
Sure, this is the appropriate time.
All right, I just wanted to inform, putting on our trustee of the school hats for a minute to make sure we're all aware and the public is informed that Lawrence Seaman, after many, many years as the administrative secretary, is retiring, effective date January 26th of 2024. To that end, Superintendent Martin has formed a study committee to interview applicants and asked me as acting chair, if you will, and I did agree to serve as part of the screening committee. So there are 11 candidates. They appear to be very strong. He's got an ambitious schedule. He wants to conduct all the interviews the week after next. So not next week, but the week of, I believe it's December, I don't have a calendar in front of me, but 4th or 5th, right through the rest of the week. And the game is to have a candidate selected in place for our either, approval if needed at the meeting of the Aggie trustees, which, by the way, because of the advisory board meeting, is the day before December 12th. So we'll be meeting as the advisory board, as a trustee meeting is a Tuesday night. And then we have the county advisory board meeting on Wednesday night. So his goal is to have someone in place for then and, for approval. So just giving you an update, that's all. That's all, make sure you know.
Okay, now, Commissioner,
Yes, sir.
acting chair,
Yes, sir.
does the board appoint the secretary or does the superintendent?
No, actually, we don't. It's interesting because, it's kind of I shouldn't say that. John conveyed to me that it's his call. He does the actual appointment or hiring. We might want to verify that, but he asked me as acting
as long as
chair
we-
to be weighing in, but I don't know if we have to give approval. Do we mean as commissioners or as trustees? Or both?
Well, in the end, when the blue paper comes here, we sign off as commissioners.
Right.
I think that takes that. I was
Yeah.
more interested in the trustees if they have input or.
Right. He said no, because I said to him, just feel no, being transparent as much as I can. On that Friday of that week, I am not able to attend the interviews because we are supposed to be scheduled to go to New Bedford, I think it is, for the multi-county meeting, if my calendar is right. So I told him, I said, can we, slide those back? I wanted to spread them out, but he said Lauren had already lined up everything and got the people all in place. And he said, frankly, it's going to be his call. He goes, but he wanted my input. He said, do what you can and all that. So I got a feeling he said it's his call. If you want someone to follow up on that, I don't know if the law has to be checked, but this is new turf for me.
Well, without leaning on Commissioner Collins, the last time that job changed, you and I weren't here, so that's why I brought it up. I was just
Yeah.
curious
Yeah.
to hear about it afterwards. But I'm not necessarily opposed to that either. Okay,
Well, when we hired John, obviously that's a trustee and or county commissioner vote. No question on that. And
no
with
question.
Robin, I think Robin was also a trustee vote, correct? I think Robin was, I believe it was.
It was, but it was,
Right.
but the superintendent hires the principal.
Right, okay. So
We do have sign off on it.
we have sign off, but I think his idea would be, he brings forth the name, the recommendation, and then we ratify it. I guess that might be the way to look at it. So he said he'd be doing the same thing. Oh, and by the way, I should point you out too, on the same hat, we're going to be conducting interviews next week. I'll be doing my trustee thing for our strategic consultant so that we can get that strategic plan in place. We've got 2 or 3 firms lined up, and John and I will be looking at them for consideration, and then we'll have a decision at the next meeting. So our next meeting will be pretty busy. We have a lot of things on the agenda.
Director,
No, I just want to alert the commissioners that although this is a general update from the interim chair of the schools, from an agenda perspective, this wasn't on the agenda, so.
Okay.
all right, okay,
Respectfully,
all right, okay.
as a
All
point
right.
of information as well
Yeah.
taken, but I wouldn't conduct any business around the.
Point, well.
Okay, good point. I just wanted my colleagues to know, but it's
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to bid openings, number 13, 1:30 PM bid openings. We have none. Takes us to number 16, emergency items, topics that the chair would not reasonably anticipate. Any topics?
Hate to do it. I have one more. I'm really sorry.
Go ahead, that's,
It's been a
now's the
busy
time.
couple of weeks. I
Go
know
ahead, that's all right.
Patrick Higgins is on the call, I believe. I think. Okay,
Patrick Higgins?
all right, so
Patrick, are you on the
I
call?
think he's on there. I thought he was. Yep, okay,
Hey,
just help me.
Commissioners.
I happened to run into recently, this is allowable to talk about, Mr. McCrisky, no, from the Stoughton Select Board. And he's
Correct.
very concerned about the hearing we're gonna be having about the discontinuance of the right of way. Am I right on that? So,
December 20th, 1
Yep.
PM,
yeah,
1:30 PM.
now, wait, what day was that? December?
December 20th at 1:30 p.m.
Oh,
here.
Okay,
And I sent the town engineer, Mark Tisdale.
all right. I'm
the
just
link.
giving you a heads up. He informed me that they intend to be here for that hearing. I said, I don't think it's required, but they feel they're very concerned about this. It's a very important project for them. So he said they will be here. And I
All
said,
right,
that's fine.
well, that's why we're having the public hearing.
Yeah, that's what I told him. That's it. So,
Okay.
all right. Okay, that is going forward, December 20, right?
Yes,
Okay, great. Okay, thanks, Patrick.
Thank you,
you're
Patrick.
welcome.
All right.
Give it a hold, man.
Last call. I have no other items. I just want to mention that tomorrow is Thanksgiving. It's a major holiday. We want to ask everyone to drive safe and enjoy the holiday with their families. And that we'll be back next week for a full meeting. I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I'll move we adjourn at, I have 1:29.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you
Happy
very much.
Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
Take care, Richard.
Yes, you too. Have a lot of turkey.
How was that?